I'm Garth from Pineapple Contracts, manufacturer and designer of mental health furniture, of which you can see an array here. If we start with the table and chair that's right in front of you, this is the Rhino Furniture, which has developed from a dining table and chair to a lounge range and a bedroom range. The whole point of Rhino is it's rotary moulded, so it's plastic and it's hollow, and what we do is we put weight inside it to make it very difficult to pick up and throw and manoeuvre. There's varying shapes of dining chair, some with sides, some without, so if somebody needs the sides from a physical disability, they've got that advantage. And there's a number of different styles of dining table. This is the latest one, which is what we call the pedestal table. Again, the weight's in the bottom, so it makes it very heavy and very awkward to manoeuvre. It's got a solid grade laminate top, which makes it very strong and water resistant, so it's suitable for indoors and outdoors. It comes in a range of colours, 10 different colours, and it's also UV stabilised, so if it's in the garden it won't fade. It can be added with drainage holes, so you don't get puddling in the well of the seat. On the chairs, it is available now as a bedroom range as well, which has been very popular because it's so safe. It's all one piece moulded, so there's nothing to break off, there's no screws, there's no staples, it's just all one piece moulded and heavy, so it's a very, very safe range of furniture, unique to Pineapple, as is all our ranges. Beanbag, what we call the Beanbag Chair, which is this one here. We do the standard beanbag as we would conventionally know as a beanbag shape, and then the gaming chair, which is, as we see here, thousands of different colours, obviously available as waterproof, wipeable, any of the vinyls or fabrics. Naturally, as you sit in it, the air escapes into the top, creating the back shape, which gives a lovely, comfortable position. It's also used a lot in areas where there's risk of patients escalating, because they're sitting quite low. If they do start developing dangerous levels of behaviour, it gives staff chance to intervene, get near to them and assist them and nurse them before anything escalates to crisis. To the side here we have the Cumulus Plus range of tables. We do the standard Cumulus, which has a 100mm pedestal, and this one's the Plus, which has a 300mm pedestal. The point being additional weight. So we do it as a 900, a 1200, and then the double pedestal. And then it goes up to an 1800, which is suitable to seat 6. The Nero chair, an injection moulded chair, which we do in 3 different colours. We do it in a blue, an orange and a grey. Very user-friendly garden furniture, indoor, outdoor, stackable. Because it's injection moulded, again, there's no joins, it's all one piece moulded. Very, very practical chair. Very similar to that is the Xeon Chair, which is this one here. There's been a lot of interest in this by the Trust for bedroom chairs. Again, very, very safe, one piece injection moulded. The difference between the two is the Nero chair is plastic, whereas the Xeon chair is injection moulded from an acrylic with polycarbonate. So the two-tone composite makes a very, very strong chair. It's also a high gloss, so it's very nice and easy to keep clean and maintain. And again, very stackable. And this has been used as a sample and trialled by the security team at Rampton and has passed the tests for their approvals. Behind us here is the smaller version of the Cumulus Plus table, again with a large 300mm pedestal, making it very heavy, 70 kilograms. So a very nice table that looks very homely and very aesthetically pleasing, but subtly heavy and subtly safe. Behind us here we have another Rhino piece, which is the Rhino Bench, and weighted to 90 kilograms. Perfect for a garden, can be floor fixed or just weighted. It's also shaped in such a way that the water, any rainwater won't puddle on it. And also the shape of it means that it's very, very difficult to stack. So if there's a concern about stacking benches beside a fence to abscond, that's not possible because they would slip off each other. There's a stool that matches the bench, and again the same applies to that, but the top is slightly concaved for rainwater to fall off and also to make it very difficult to stack. Just behind us here is the Domus chair. This chair is available with a slot feature in the sides, that runs round. This particular one without the slots is very popular for secure services where there's a risk of the slots being used as a finger grip to pick the chair up. If you can imagine slots around the back of the chair, it is relatively easy to pick up, but without the slots, it takes that design away and it takes away the risk of being able to pick it up. It's very straight, very clean, very anti-stash, available in all the different upholsteries, as with any of the upholstered items. This range is available as the corner and the chair as you see it. It's also very nice from the fact that it's manoeuvrable, so you can change the room, change the layout. As you can see, it just simply pulls apart. If there is a concern about that, they can be linked. We do a linking plate that works with it. But you can create a long settee space or just small modular pieces together. And again, available in all the upholsteries. Just to the side here, Sheen is actually, believe it or not, one of my favourite pieces. This was designed, actually, it was a problem given to me by a children's service in Nottingham who were having issues with the patients actually putting the mattress up against the door vision panel to stop staff observing them. This was causing a huge risk, and of course when the staff went in to remove the obstacle, it caused there was obviously aggression levels and there was issues. So the problem was put to me, can we do something about this issue? So I drove home to Doncaster scratching my head thinking, do we do a see-through mattress, or what the dickens do we do here? And then I thought, well, why not? Why not just do the mattress in 3 pieces of foam, put one cover on it and press weld in between the pieces of foam. So we did this. I did a number of trials. We did a 5-inch version and a 7-inch version, and you wouldn't believe how many doors I've stood against with this, trying to make sure it doesn't stand up by itself. We ended up with a 3-inch version, because any wider you could actually stack it up by itself and it was staying up on its own. So this one it's actually slightly narrower than a 3-foot bed. It's 2'6". The reason for that is one of the services I took it to try it, they actually wedged it in between the door frame, because the door is obviously 3 foot as well as a bed. So it stayed up in the door frame. So I was back to the drawing board. So it's 2'6" to overcome that problem. It's been through a number of tests, including the security lead at Arnold Lodge, who's tried to bite through it, and I didn't pay his dentistry bill, but he didn't break his teeth either, thankfully. Then we move over to the Ohio range, another modular range, similar to the Snug that we were looking at earlier, in so much as it pushes together and can be interlocked, but naturally it just sits together. We've got the narrow front and the standard straight, and then the wide front, which obviously creates the curve. Very, very popular again. There's no loose cushions on it, so it's very tidy. There's no cushions going missing, there's no stashing points. With an array of colours, you can create quite a nice look. Very popular in activity rooms. If you're sitting there watching someone play pool, you're high enough up to see it on the table. Again, it's so easy to manoeuvre around and just switch around in the room to suit whatever the requirements are. Just to the left of it is the brand new Seal range. Now this is actually a foam piece. It's called Seal, S-E-A-L, because it's all sealed. There's absolutely no joins again. This detail here is just a colour join. It's not a join of the foam. So it's a solid foam piece, again suitable for outdoors, but it's soft. We do it as a weighted and an unweighted version. So it's obviously very suitable for restraining or just general seating, activity rooms, day rooms, gardens. It's available as a chair and as a 2-seater. The 2-seater has been tested by MVA teams for restraining, and is very suitable for that as well. It equally has a slight rise on each side. Cubes and drums over here. This is the Contessa range. This range, all you can see here is the drum and the cube. We actually do a snake and a caterpillar, where you've got wedge shapes to create the different shapes and curves, a little bit like the Ohio, so you can do all kinds of shapes. And then obviously the caterpillar head, normally we'd have a drum on the top of it, which is just creates the finished shape. They have a zip around the bottom, but the zips are oversewn and the thumb tabs removed, so patients can't actually access the inside of the foam cube or drum. And again, available in a whole range of colours. We can do 2-tone, so if you wanted a vinyl top and some stripy sides, that's all available as well. Just slightly over to this side here, we've got the Zen Chair. Now this is available in 2 two styles. This is what we call the Zen all-in-one. We do also do it as a Zen chair and footstool we call the Zen Duo. So about here, if you can imagine that section there is separate. So you've got more of a chair with an optional footstool rather than the all-in-one. Very, very popular for relaxation spaces. As you can see, quite laid back. It's quite a reclined position. And again, a little bit like the beanbag theory, that when you're in position like that, if the patient starts to escalate, there's a movement and an obvious action before he's actually up and on his feet and doing, so staff can be there to assist. We're also working with Rampton to develop this with some side seats for staff to actually sit alongside and support and restrain. The Jack Couch, J-A-K, this is the De-Escalation Couch. This is very, very specialist in so much as it was raised with us as a designer and manufacturer of furniture around restraining of patients. There was so many scenarios where staff were injuring their backs because sitting alongside a patient and trying to restrain them, naturally the member of staff was twisting into the patient. That twist, along with exerting a little bit of energy, was causing back strains. So the first point the MVA team said to us was, can we have something radiused so we're naturally sitting in on the patient? When I say sitting in, on, sitting closer and knees in to nurse. So the first detail was the arch back, as you can see it. Then there was very, very top of list criteria was about the patient sitting slightly lower than the staff. Again, so that the staff have a little bit more control, their upper body is slightly higher than the patient. And again, they're in a position of control. The slope back section was so that the feet are in, and if a patient sitting in the middle being restrained, a member of staff can actually use their foot to interlock with the patient's foot, just again to keep a safe hold. Jack De-Escalation Couch is all about the restraining control of patients, but for the well-being of the staff and the patient, and obviously again a whole array of the different vinyl upholsteries we can do it in. It's obviously typically used in a vinyl because obviously that's something that's very easy to maintain and keep clean, and it's strong as well.